AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Brandon Marcello in 15 minutes. We'll talk to Matty B. Matthew Bruni next hour. Senator Bill Cassidy about the future of college sports in hour 3. Let us begin as we do every single day. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Hump day. We got there.
It's hump day.
Took a different path, but we got there.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'm distraught.
Hump day.
I'm distraught because today the LSU men's basketball season came to an end.
It's hump day.
You know how little the LSU men's basketball team means to this town right now?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I can tell you that I did not watch a single LSU men's basketball game start to finish this season.
Hump day.
Not one.
It's hump day.
I mean, season started when we were going through the Kelly Kiffin stuff.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And by the time we came out of that,
Hump day.
season was over.
It's hump day.
Now it's really over.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
So too might the Matt McMahon era
Hump
be over
day.
at LSU.
It's hump day.
Tiger baseball got a win.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints continue making moves in free agency.
Hump day.
By the way, the NFL league year is officially begun 4 minutes ago.
It's hump day.
As the day moves along, we'll keep you posted.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
A lot to do today. All right, let us begin. Let us roll along here. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Oway will put it in play. Almost a steal. Aberdeen caught up in no man's corner, but that'll do it. Tigers avoid the foul, and the horn sounds. This one's in the books. Kentucky survives and advances in the SEC tournament. LSU's basketball season comes to an end.
More of the same for LSU. They led by as many as 4 in the first half. They trailed by 3 at halftime, 46-43. Couldn't get any closer. They played the foul game for the final minute or so of the game, see if they could get closer. They couldn't. Kentucky made their shots. 87-82 is the final. Max McKinnon scored 28 for the Tigers. Oway scored 23 for Kentucky. Interestingly, not that you care, statistically, this game was really close. Both LSU and Kentucky an identical 32 of 64 from the field. Both of them identical, 32 of 64 from the field. LSU out-rebounded Kentucky 35-33. Both had 11 offensive rebounds. I mean, this game was really, really close. LSU turned it over 9 times, Kentucky 5. Points in the paint, 40-40. I mean, this was almost an identical basketball game. But LSU's not good. And that's why you're 15-17 and 3-15 in the league, because you don't know how to win games. And this team doesn't. So now the real conversation begins, and that's what does the future of this program hold? Will Matt McMahon be back for a 5th season? And I don't have the answer to that. But what I will tell you is keep a very close eye on what's happening with NC State in the ACC men's basketball tournament. I don't think it's funny because I'm starting to get these. I'm getting messages from people. Hey, man, you hearing about the Wade rumors? What do you mean the Wade rumors? Like, what do you mean the rumors? Like, I've talked about this openly on this show for a month now. This ain't a rumor. Like, a year ago, the governor of the state of Louisiana and a board member who is now the chairman of the board, Lee Mallett, tried to get Will Wade rehired at LSU. Scott Woodward wouldn't do it. That's a part of the reason why Scott Woodward, not the entire reason, part of the reason why Scott Woodward is no longer the athletic director. Still got the same governor. That board member, Lee Mallett, is now the chairman of the Board of Supervisors. The president of the university came to LSU from McNeese, and he loves Will Wade. You just saw a new board member appointed by the governor who is a McNeese alum who also loves Will Wade. And you have certain boosters who would certainly support bringing Will Wade back to Baton Rouge. None of that is a secret. If anybody tries to present that as like some scoop or breaking news, laugh in their face. That is no secret whatsoever. We have talked about that component of it. What almost happened a year ago, we've talked about that component of it for almost a year now. The only question is now you play the timing game, okay? NC State won their first game in the ACC tournament. They're going to play tomorrow. So, after having beaten Pitt, they're going to play tomorrow, 11 a.m., against 10th-ranked Virginia. Now, I don't pay close attention to bracketology because it is irrelevant for the team that I cover, LSU, and has been for some time. But NC State is a 20-win team. They're 20-12. And so the question is, are they going to make the NCAA tournament? For what it's worth, as of right now, Joey Brackets has NC State the 10 seed in Philadelphia. So you wait. Are you going to wait for NC State to see how their NCAA postseason run goes? You're in no hurry. I'll put it to you that way. Because, as I said on the show a day ago, and I'll continue to tell you, I have not had anybody associated with LSU mention one name to me other than Will Wade. Not one. Not a single name. Not a single, we might be interested in, because don't think for a second. Look, I mean, the writing's on the wall with Matt McMahon. And Matt, listen, the thing about that makes it difficult is everybody likes Matt McMahon. Everybody wants it to work with Matt McMahon. It just isn't. He's 60 and 70 in 4 years at LSU. This is just atrocious. You were dead last in the SEC at 3-15. His overall record in conference play in 4 seasons is 17-55. It ain't working. Everybody knows that. And so you'd have a list, a plan, what's going to be next. But I'm also here to tell you, as much as some of you don't want to believe it, the financial consideration of throwing $11 million more of dead money on the books is something that is not interesting to a lot of people at LSU. That, like, you'd have to buy out McMahon and his staff, and it would be about 10-8 is the number. And there's just a lot of people over there that you just got done paying Ed Ogeron. Now you're going to be paying Brian Kelly. Like, you want to throw Matt McMahon's dead money on the books, you're still paying Scott Woodward. By the way, something you don't consider is all the assistant coaches, like LSU still paying Matt House, by the way. When you fire assistants, you fire Joe Sloan, you're paying him. Like, all that's dead money on the books. And there's not a great desire to throw more dead money on the books at LSU. So there's not all that to say, if they were hell-bent on getting rid of Matt McMahon no matter what, that announcement will come tomorrow. I'm here to tell you, that ain't coming tomorrow. Because you got 2 options. They either figure out a way to pry Will Wade out of Raleigh, or they run it back with Matt McMahon for a 5th season. I have not heard anyone associated with LSU tell me anything differently. And I'm going to tell you, I think you're going to have some conflict over this, just like you did a year ago. Verge Osbury was in that room as one of Scott Woodward's chief lieutenants who was not in favor of bringing Will Wade back a year ago. I don't know that his mind has changed now that he's in the catbird seat. So if it's a power struggle, who has the final say? Is it the university president, the chairman of the board? Is it the athletic director? And how long are you willing to wait? Because what if NC State wins tomorrow, they make the tournament, and they play to the second weekend? You going to leave Matt McMahon in limbo for 2 more weeks? By the way, if they make it to a Sweet 16, is Will Wade actually going to leave? So you're playing this awkward timing game right now to see how this might all play out. But don't get it twisted. Like, this ain't no secret. These aren't whispers. Like, this is obvious and should be common knowledge to everyone. The only question that some people may have is like, well, if they can't get Will, who would they get? I'm telling you, the answer is the guy you got already. Because there's no obvious choice and there's not a strong feeling of desire to go spend $11 million to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff. You may not like that answer. I don't care if you like that answer. It may not be my answer. I'm just telling you, like, that's the other option. Whether you like it, I like it, anybody likes it. That don't matter. That's just what it is right now. And I haven't had anybody tell me anything that would even suggest it would be different than that. So, see if they can pull together something compelling enough to pry Will Wade out of Raleigh. I mean, we did a poll on the show last week. 90% of y'all, head over heels, bring back Will Wade. It would be a massively popular decision with the fan base. You'd get an injection of life. You'd sell tickets. You get boosters coming to the table. All that stuff is true. Can't get him? You run it back with Matt McMahon. And you probably stink again next year and gives you another year to assess what you may want to do. But Tiger basketball season ended today with a loss to Kentucky. And we'll wait and see. And based on what happens with NC State, you may be waiting a good while. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Saturday in Baton Rouge, we're into the Green Parade. Paris Construction Roofing will have a float. You better believe I'm at plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. My Green Paris koozie on our float. It's Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of the Tigers, the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Brandon Marcello will be here. We'll talk about college football next. AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows all throughout the year brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. I know, funny name, funny logo, all that stuff. And yes, they do ED treatments. So not just the pills, all different types of treatments. So if you have ED, they can help. If you've tried the pill, it hasn't worked, they have other solutions. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. But it's so much more than that. I want to remind you about HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I would challenge any of you, man, woman, young, old, I would challenge any of you to schedule your blood labs with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Just let them draw your blood labs and let them run that blood panel so they can look at what are normal levels for a man or woman your age. And then they can let you know if they can safely, affordably supplement you to get you to healthy levels so you start feeling and living your most vital life again. Check them out online at yourgoodwood.com. It's yourgoodwood.com.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
It's a Christmas miracle. Coming out of break, told Moose, by the way, it's 3/11 day. And he goes, damn it!
I was ready, man. I had it all queued up. I was ready. I
thought you were going to get me.
I thought you might just not
Muse,
bring it up yet this time.
First of all, it's 3/11 day. I'm always going to bring it up. Second of all, you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
But we've learned. It's a coachable, teachable moment here.
And you still ain't learned.
I was ready.
About time. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt in this situation. I had to remind you. Paulie, I had to remind him, right? I mean, come on.
He was on it earlier.
That's fine.
Thank you,
But given
Paul.
our past,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
isn't it my duty to remind him to make sure? Would I be negligent if I were just to assume he's going to know?
No, he's right.
Thank you. Okay, yes. All right. Brandon Marcello's with us. Are you a 311 fan by chance?
No, I am not.
Were you? How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay, so I'm 43. Do you know who 311 is?
Yes. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Okay, great. That's all. These two jokers had never even heard of the band 311. They didn't know what I was talking about a couple years ago.
Wow.
Right. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Now we can move on.
Their band's logo is like in the culture, man.
You know, man, these kids, and the thing is, Brandon, they're not even kids. They're like, we're not the same age. They're younger than me, but they're not that much younger than me. Like, to not even have heard of 311 blew my mind. Anyway, hey, you got a piece up over at CBS, kind of like a pre-spring questions that a lot of college SEC teams are keeping an eye on. What do you think was the one that gave you the most pause? You had to think the most about.
Oh, man, that's a good question. I know the one that was really easy to do, and that was Alabama, because they just don't have an identity anymore. They're not tough and physical. They can't run the freaking ball. Seems like they're trying anything and everything to make something work to be able to win games, and that's fine. And it shows maybe some good coaching to be able to win as many games as they have. But they haven't been able to run the ball. They're 125th nationally last year. They thought they were going to get a big-time running back in NC State's Hollywood Smothers, and he commits to them and then ends up flipping to Texas. Alabama's like, I think they might be in trouble this upcoming season. And that's the one I think that's just, when we circle back here, in 9-10 months, you could be like, well, that Brandon was onto something there.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming? I don't know. Another bald-headed, bearded guy might have been yelling about that for about 3 years now, about Bama burning and all kind of stuff. I've been on that for a little while, Brandon, but I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I'm very excited to watch their fall. What about the other team in Alabama? I'm curious how high some people are on Byron Brown and the Alex Golesh. I know you spent a lot of time there covering Auburn. What do you think about what maybe they have cooking year one there under Alex Golesh on the Plains?
I mean, they should be a bowl team. I mean, they've still got a lot of talent defensively. They're going to be better offensively almost by default, they're so bad last year. They just didn't live up to any type of expectations. They certainly didn't meet the level of talent that they had previously, especially with Cam Coleman there at receiver. But he's gone, and they bring in a lot of these USF guys. And the big thing for that is just there's veteran players, right? And they've been in that system. So they're going to be able to come out of the gate and have some success early. I'm not calling for Auburn to have a big season or anything like that, but this is going to be a team that finally gets back to the bowl game season for the first time since, goodness gracious, 2020, 2019, whenever it was. It's been a very long time. So, or actually I should say bowl eligibility by default, having a 6 or 7 win season instead of getting in there as a 5-win team. But, I just think the veteran, you've seen it in college football these days. If you have a team full of veterans, you got a shot to be better than what you were a year ago, and I think that's what Auburn's going to be in that position this season.
Brandon Marcello is with us, national college football writer over at CBS and 24/7 Sports. What about, obviously we're here in Louisiana, and there's Kiffin Mania, and everyone's fired up about it. They don't open up spring for another couple weeks, but the main question seems like an obvious one, but give me a thought there on Kiffin's Tigers as they enter spring.
Yeah, it's going to be an obviously very talented bunch. I think the biggest win for him this offseason was actually keeping Blake Baker there, because that defense is going to still be very well coached, and they're going to be able to turn people back. Offensively, you know what you get with Lane Kiffin, and when he's got all those pieces together, it's just a matter of, hey, let's see what this team looks like when they coalesce in the spring. I think, obviously spring practices these past few years, across the country, you just kind of go, what's the point? But when you have a new coach come in and they bring in as many new pieces as Lane did, but also just very talented pieces. Spring practice suddenly is exciting once again, and you get to see that team really grow up and build together in real time through the spring, and then once you actually get to preseason camp in August. So I'm very excited to see what this group looks like, week to week here as they go through their 15 spring practices.
Are you buying Kiffin and LSU as a contender in 26?
It's hard to say. I really don't know. I mean, I think it's very easy for anybody to say yes or no because, listen, we're a hardline, type of situation these days. But I really don't know. I need to see what these guys actually look like on the field. I mean, my apologies to everybody out there, but I like to see and hear from the coaches about what they actually see on the field instead of what they see on paper. Because, I mean, you can give me the instruction manual to build a kit car and everything like that, but I don't know if I can build it in time and have it all together and have it running here in a couple of weeks. So let me see what these guys actually look like when they're out there on the field trying to learn a scheme.
Yeah, man. LSU, I remind people all the time, Brandon, had the number 1 portal class in the country a year ago, and that didn't go so great. A lot that didn't come together. So the onus is on Kiffin.
Better head coach is there today in Baton Rouge.
It's interesting. It might just be better coach for the era. Like I don't completely discredit Brian Kelly's 3 decades of success. But in this era, I think there's a lot of validity to that, right? Being able to pull things together in a portal era with so much turnover. What about the flip side of where Kiffin came from, Brandon? They're a playoff team that was a late score away from playing for the national championship. And I guess Trinidad Chambliss is going to be back, although that remains a little bit up in the air right now with the NCAA countersuing. But what do you think going into spring for Ole Miss?
Yeah, the big thing for me there is just how did they deal with most of those pieces that defected to LSU, especially along the defensive line. They've lost some talent there. The good thing for them, though, is that they have recruited and have had other transfers come in, not just this past offseason, but in the past to really build up and go from there. I do think they're going to take a bit of a step back this year, even with Trinidad Chambliss coming back on offense. That offense is still going to be able to score some points, but defensively, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were this past season. But you just never know in this day and age. You just don't know when these pieces come together through the spring. But I just think just when you have so much change on the staff, I mean, the idea that there's continuity there at Ole Miss, there's a little bit, but really not all that much. I mean, most of the staff is gone. They left for LSU, and yes, the head coach there has been there for a while, but he's going to have a different way of doing everything about that program. So in a lot of ways, yeah, they are starting over. It's just that there's a couple of 3 really popular faces there, coming back with the running back and the quarterback and the head coach. But that's a team that, could very well be one that, ends up winning like 8 games next season.
Brandon Marcello, a couple more minutes at B Marcello. Get him there on Twitter, X. What's a team going into spring we're not talking about enough?
Well, they won't do anything huge next year, I don't think, but Kentucky. Will Stein is an absolute killer, man, on the recruiting trail. What he did in the transfer portal while still coaching at Oregon, it was phenomenal. The blue chips he brought in the number 11, I think, recruiting class, according to 24/7 Sports, the transfer portal. Brought in some really good pieces at receiver. He's got Minchie, the former Notre Dame quarterback, who was in a legitimate battle for the starting job just back in last August. And I think that he put together a really good first class there. They're not going to have the depth, right, to be able to win a lot of games in the SEC, but they're probably going to pop up on a couple of teams this year just because of the sheer talent they're going to have in the starting 11, especially offensively. And when you have a coach like him who has been very successful at Oregon with the offense and has helped develop the likes of Dylan Gabriel and Bo Nix and Dante Moore, they're going to do some very interesting things this upcoming season.
LSU does make the trip up to Lexington this year. We'll wrap it up if we flip that around. Who is getting too much hype that's unwarranted?
I would probably go back to Alabama. I think everybody just goes to this default of, well, they're a playoff team next year. I'm not so sure about that. I just not. I think there's been a little bit too many these past 3 off seasons, it just seems like that the pieces of armor, like one piece a shoulder piece falls off here, and then a shin guard falls off there, and it just keeps happening. I don't see them really doing a lot of rebuilding there. There hasn't been the patchwork. It just seems like that everything that once was is slowly dissolving away, and I just don't see Alabama being a playoff team next year.
I agree with you. Brandon Marcello, college football national reporter, CBS 24/7 Sports. Get him at B Marcello. Good stuff. A question for all 16 SEC teams going into spring. Make sure you check it out at cbssports.com. Good stuff as always, man. We appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right, see you, Matt.
Yep, be well. It is After Further Review. Thanks to Brandon. Does a great job. Love CBS Sports. Their stuff is free over at their website, so go read it. Interesting take there on Kiffin. It's true. Like, will LSU coalesce? You bring in 40 transfers. I mean, everybody has turnover, but you're bringing in 40 transfers. And your high school class, what did they land on? 17, 18? I don't remember what the exact number was off top. And you turned over almost your entire roster. How quickly can it come together? It's fascinating. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Brought to you by Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com. That's the website where you go get your reservation, supperclubbtr.com. Want to go book your reservation. Hey, look, it's always a great opportunity to go by Supper Club, no matter the occasion. Saturday, wearing the green parade. You want to go make a full day of it Saturday, hit the parade during the day, go get showered up, cleaned, get to Supper Club for dinner. Maybe this Friday, but you're like, man, Supper Club's a steak joint, man. I'm not going to go there on a Friday in Lent. Why not? Yes, they have the best steaks you'll eat anywhere in the world, but amazing options, seafood options. I mean, I love look, they got an amazing tuna appetizer. The crudo is incredible. If you want a seafood appetizer, scallops, the Chilean sea bass, the Ora King salmon, lobster, the king crab legs from the Deadliest Catch boats. They've got the stone crabs from Florida. I mean, they're out the water one day, on your plate the next. It's at Supper Club. So Friday and Lent, don't shy away. Get your reservation. Supperclubbtr.com. Supperclubbtr.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll go around the SEC here in just a smidge. Taylor Calandro for Bourbon Dictionary in about 15 minutes. Tiger Baseball beat Creighton out at the box last night. I want to do a full recap and reaction to that. We'll get to that right at the top of hour number 2 in about 30 minutes from right now. So a ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us here on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
After Further Review.
I want to take 60 seconds and remind you about Glow Resources, because Glow Resources is one of the top 100 privately owned businesses in Baton Rouge, honored by the Baton Rouge Business Report a year ago. Can't wait to see this year's list come out and see how they did and where they ranked in 2025. But no doubt Jareth Knockan and the crew will be right back up there. Their growth has been incredible. And I love to tell you about great local businesses that keep home base here. And they've expanded, right? I mean, they've got office, not only their main office, corporate headquarters in Baton Rouge on Perkins, right near Pennington. It's Perkins and Quail Oak. You can't miss it if you're driving down Perkins, right around there. They got a New Orleans office, but they've got Miami and Orlando and Texas and Mississippi. And they serve businesses all over the country and help place employees and jobs all over the world. Skilled blue-collar labor or any type of office job, Glow Resources can help. They know the questions to ask. They conduct roughly 15,000 interviews a year. So they know the questions to ask to get you the right person the first time. GLO, glowresources.com.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Put some respect on it, Muse.
Happy 311 Day, everybody.
Happy 311
It's one of my
Day.
favorite bands.
Sing it, Paulie. Oh boy, get it. Come with the kick drum, Gary. Muse got it. Oh, he chooses to laugh, not on mic, so none of you hear.
Well,
see
it's
it.
all right. I
It's
laughed under my breath.
It's just awkward. Like, when are you ever going to realize, like, it's radio? You can't just be there with your mic off making faces. Like, otherwise, everyone's listening. It's just awkward. It's just me making noise. Come with the kick drum, Gary. Thank you, Muse. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than silence. Laughing under your breath. It's radio. And YouTube. And podcasts.
All of it.
And TikTok.
There you go.
And Instagram.
Yep.
Twitter, X.
Facebook.
Tell you what, man. That self-titled album dropped back in 95? 95? 95. I'm going 95. Final answer. 95. Final answer. 95. Final answer. Final answer.
Hold on. And 1995.
Hey! Injected into my veins. Muse, was that the year you were born?
No, I was born in 1993.
You were 2. Put some respect on it. Taylor Calandra will be here in less than 10 minutes from right now. Something happened today that we got to keep an eye on that is super relevant to the future of college sports, as odd as it is. So you have 18 football players at Nebraska that are challenging the CSC. That's the Collegiate Sports Commission. That's the group that runs the NIL Go, that oversees these true third-party NIL deals, right? So any athlete that does an NIL deal valued over $600, it has to go to NIL Go, the clearinghouse managed by Deloitte, to give thumbs up or thumbs down, sort of validates that market value. Well, 18 Nebraska athletes have had their deals struck down by the CSC, valued at over $1 million. And so now they're challenging the CSC, so it goes to an arbitrator. You may not care about Nebraska or any of that stuff. That's fine. But what's notable here is setting precedent. So what happens with this arbitrator when this case is heard, and then if the players lose, apparently, and I read this from Ross Dellinger earlier today, they could go to their state attorney general. You know where this is going. So now are we just going to have athletes and coaches suing the CSC? Maybe. So precedent here is what's going to be of great interest. We've talked about it plenty here. LSU was so far out ahead of the third-party NIL deal with how they have all this structured through the NILSU Max and Playfly Entertainment, like we've talked about, that I don't worry about this really at all with LSU. They've been very proactive for more than 18 months, almost 18 months ahead of this whole thing with how they've set this up. But it is going to be interesting for what happens here with precedent. So we'll get to all that. Also, Senator Bill Cassidy is going to be with us in hour number 3. President Trump on Friday, you might remember, held the round table of leaders to talk about the future of college athletics. Well, Senator Cassidy, a day later, held a subset of that group, and he hosted another roundtable. So I want to get his take on it and see what the sort of response has been in the federal government, if they're actually going to get involved here and try to affect some type of change in college athletics. We'll talk about that with the Senator coming up in hour number 3. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That's where you can go to the website to learn more about the Championship Health Partnership and about the many different ways that Our Lady of the Lake physicians can help care for you. It's Our Lady of the Lake. Access and convenience is what they provide, and all types of specialty care. If it's cancer, pediatrics, orthopedics, stroke, heart health, they do it all. World-class care right here at home. The same team that takes care of the teams you love, Our Lady of the Lake. Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Shane Beamer's made another addition to his coaching staff, according to the official profile at Gamecocks Online. They've added former NFL All-Pro and Super Bowl champ Dre Bly as a defensive assistant. Dre Bly, of course, a great player in North Carolina in his day. Recently, a stint with the New York Jets. He's also been with the Lions, Dolphins, and a short stint with the New Orleans Saints as well. He had previously, with the Lions, been their full-time cornerbacks coach. So Dre Bly headed to South Carolina.
The Missouri Tigers.
Three-star safety Jabari Lofton has committed to Mizzou. He's the number 64 safety in the nation, the number 27 player in the state of Illinois. 6'3", 200 pounds. That's a big safety. He had visits with Illinois, Purdue, Kansas State, Florida State, and others before picking Mizzou, the first safety commit for 2027.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Injured Tennessee basketball players Nate Ament, Amari Evans, Troy Henderson all returned to practice on Wednesday ahead of the team's game Thursday in Nashville for the SEC tournament. A freshman trio there were all participants, that according to Rocky Top Insider. Ament's missed the last 2 games, the leg injury. Evans hurt his ankle last Saturday. Henderson hurt the left shoulder that he injured in the regular season finale. It's kind of plagued him throughout the season. 5th seed Tennessee plays Thursday against the winner of the game between Auburn and Mississippi State, which right now Auburn is leading 46-40 with about 14 minutes to play.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And Kentucky's targeting Keegan Brown for a front office role on its men's basketball staff. That's according to On3. Brown served on Mark Pope's staff at BYU for 5 seasons. Oversaw video analytics, in-game strategy, NIL cap management, a lot of other stuff like that. For the last 2 seasons, Brown's been with the Wisconsin Herd of the G League. That's the Milwaukee Bucks affiliate. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Remember, lowest prices, never any contracts. Learn more online, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Taylor will be here for Bourbon Dictionary. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Zafar?
After further review.
Man, had a family member call me yesterday, got in a car wreck in New Orleans, was rear-ended, and said, hey, just need some like real talk advice. Car's pretty banged up. What should I call Gordon? What do I do? Should I try to get somebody local in New Orleans? I said, look, first of all, if it were me, I'd call Gordon's office. And one of the concerns he had was, well, Gordon's in Baton Rouge. I said, yes, Gordon McKernan physically lives in Baton Rouge, but Gordon has offices all over the state of Louisiana with his team of attorneys that can help you wherever you are. It's one of the things I talk about often. If you're injured, you're in an accident, you're not near your home, whatever the case may be, you don't want to travel, you want to trust someone local. Well, Gordon allows for that no matter where you are in Louisiana because he's got offices all over the state, including in New Orleans. So no matter where you are, if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. GetGordon.com. Get Gordon. Get it done.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Get your booze questions in for Taylor. You can email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Taylor's here. How are you, dude?
Good, Matt. Happy 311 day.
Yeah, man. Are you a fan?
I love 311, yeah.
How could you not? How old are you, by the way?
That is so offensive.
No, it's not. I'm 43. What's your point?
I'm 37.
Okay. Paul, you're 37? Paul's 37. Paul,
Okay.
Whenever we started this bit a few years ago, Muse and Paul had never even heard of 311. Didn't even know what I was talking about.
You're lying.
Swear to God. Am I lying?
Paul's
Paul,
37?
Muse, am I lying? Am I lying?
Not lying.
Not lying,
Telling
Paul?
the truth.
Telling the truth.
How old is Moose?
32.
That's still not very passable.
It's my point. Like, it's a band that
Yeah, dude, 311. What? Like, I mean, they're not that old. I don't feel like they're that old. But,
look, they've been making music a long time. I mean,
yeah, they're old, but for people in their mid 30s,
Yes.
that's inexcusable.
and
They
they
came through here with Snoop Dogg when I was in high school, or right after I graduated high school. I went and saw him. Snoop was wearing a Trenton Holiday jersey.
love that. I remember
Yeah.
that. Snoop went and spoke at I think at the Rotary Club meeting, and Les Miles was there. What's interesting though, like 311 on 311 Day, there was a stretch of time there where they were performing in New Orleans on 311 Day. So that's probably the one that you were at. But anyway.
No, this was at the River Center. This was
Okay.
Snoop opened for 311. That was a crazy concert too.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And because Snoop, and that had to be like August, because Snoop was at the Rotary Club with Les. I remember that.
And Trendon was on the stage with Snoop Dogg, and I think a couple other players, but I remember Trendon up there.
Could have got paid to do that now in this era. Maybe got paid then too. Who knows?
Who knows what was going on?
Let's get some booze questions in. What's new?
Speaking of Snoop, we got some new THC seltzers from Indigo.
Speaking of Muse.
Speaking of Muse, yeah. It's from Indigo, and Indigo's the Baton Rouge company. It's a little Baton Rouge place. They're like my favorite THC seltzers that they have. They're like $15 for a 4-pack. These are like sodas almost, like a vanilla soda, and a key lime pie and a banana cream soda. They're 5 milligram THCs.
Here's the munchies right there, all in one.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I love their stuff. All of their stuff across the board is really good. I know we don't talk about the THC stuff very often, but it's very pertinent, and that's what people are buying, especially with St. Patty's Day this weekend.
Yeah, Wearing of the Green Parade is Saturday. I will be, so Parrish has a float. If everybody's going to be out at the parade, look for us. Parrish Construction Roofing got a float. So I'll be on there. What should people be drinking this weekend on the, what should I be drinking on the float?
I hadn't looked at the weather. I don't know how the weather's going to be.
Sunny high of 77.
Oh, my God. Well,
I know, right?
Jameson and ginger ale all day, man. I would get wrecked on Jameson and ginger ale if I didn't have 3 kids on Saturday. That's one of my favorite drinks to have just ever.
High of 76, low of 51. So it'll be cold when we wake up, I think. But by the time the parade's rolling, man, it's going to be gorgeous in Baton Rouge on Saturday. I don't know, man. I rode in the parade a couple of years ago when it was freezing and like a little like freezing rain.
I remember that.
Yeah, 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
And I just brought a bottle of, I think I just had some Elijah Craig small batch, and I just brought the bottle and a cup, and that's it. And I just poured whiskey in a cup and just sat there and sipped that all day, and it was wonderful.
What did you bring the cup for?
Well, I'm assuming I was willing to share the whiskey. I understand what you're saying, just drink it out of the bottle, but I was willing to share the whiskey. I don't think people would have been too keen on like sharing a whiskey if I'm drinking straight from the bottle.
You didn't want to be the guy drinking off of a fifth of whiskey just straight out the bottle.
I don't mind being that guy. I've been that guy before. I don't mind being that guy at all. Actually, as a matter of fact, when LSU won the national championship in baseball in 2023, I sat in my outdoor kitchen, fired up a live stream, and I drank my Lot B12 year straight from the bottle. So
I do, yeah, I remember.
And it was a wonderful, wonderful memory that I'll share forever. So I have no problem drinking whiskey straight from the bottle.
Hey, me either, man. I'd do it.
All right, so Jameson and ginger ale, huh?
That's my like.
I know you've hyped that for years.
Favorite go-to, crispy, and especially if the weather's going to be super nice. So, I don't even care about the parade. We're not going. So
give me a sense of ratio on that. I can't even, Taylor. Aside from an old fashioned or a Sazerac, I can't tell you the last time I made a whiskey cocktail. Like I don't pour whiskey and Coke, and no judgment if you do. It's fine. Drink what you like. It's whatever. But like, what do you do?
Jameson and ginger ale?
Yeah, what are you doing on ratio there?
Well, just a couple ounces of Jameson, and then top it off with some ginger ale and a squeeze of fresh lime. That's what I like. And you can do as much ginger ale as you prefer. You can do as little as you like, and you can do as much Jameson as you want. So, but that's Jameson's a really light whiskey, and it goes well with ginger ale. It complements it really well for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just the subtleness of the whiskey itself, but it goes really nice with it, in my opinion.
Any good Irish beers?
The basic Guinness. I mean, there's other Irish beers, but during St. Patty's Day, man, everybody drinks Guinness. I mean, that is the Irish beer.
Chad said, ask Taylor if they carry 4 6s. What is that?
4 6s. I do not know.
I don't know. It kind of feels like he might be setting me up for something there with that one.
4 6s. I don't know what that is.
Maybe something THC related. Muse would know.
I don't know. No.
4
It
Sixes.
looks like I'm
Oh, he knows. He's got an answer.
The 4 Sixes is a ranch in Texas. They brand their own alcohol, tequila, whiskey. All
Maybe
that
I
stuff.
should be. Maybe this should be Ask Muse.
What is the 4 Sixes Ranch?
It's a giant cattle ranch.
There it is. So they have their own whiskey.
I was just supposed to know that.
Whiskey, a bunch of
Do you,
stuff, man.
do you not carry this?
No, we don't.
Okay. Must stink then.
It must be terrible.
All right. I can't believe you're not going to be at the parade on Saturday. Shame on you. But
Hey man, kids.
I get it.
6 week old.
I actually don't get it. But anyway, we got to go. We'll see you. Thank you.
See you, man.
All right, that's Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. It's after further review, hour 2 after Sports Center.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. ShawbillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they'll keep you coming back because they treat you like family. They can do everything that you need. If it's oil changes, you need your tires rotated, they can do all of it over at Shawbills. If you need your wiper blades replaced, they can do it at Shawbills. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. ShawbillsTire.com. Look them up online to find the location nearest you, ShawbillsTire.com. Look them up online if you want to schedule service, if you want to shop tires by year, make, model, body style, price, all that sort of stuff. It's at Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service. And by the way, if you're looking maybe for a new profession or you have experience as a mechanic, they're looking for you over at Shawbill's. You can always apply to join their team at ShawbillsTire.com. Just hit the careers tab at ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com. It's Shawbill's, where we keep you rolling.